From the Black Swan Media Studios, deep inside a secret underground bunker, we're speaking to freedom-loving patriots from all around the country and the world. Welcome to the Resistance. This is John Crump, live.
And here we are on another Thursday, which is the Friday for the John Crump Live Show, featuring Flying Rich himself, crashing into planes and cars and trains and every other mode of transportation. So, we are brought to you by Tusk. Tusk is a cryptocurrency focused on the firearms market.
Proudly sponsored by TUSC, the only cryptocurrency designed with the firearms market in mind, with 3-second processing times. It's the fastest cryptocurrency on the planet. With lower transaction fees than traditional credit cards. It's perfect for your e-commerce needs. For gun guys, by gun guys. Visit TUSC.network for more information and join the digital revolution.
And also make sure you visit Black Swan Tactical. G-Webs, your patches are still waiting for them to arrive from the Hoff, but they are coming.
Black Swan Tactical, your #1 source for 2A streetwear. With shirts, mugs, hats, patches, flags, and more. There's always something to help you rep the 2A community. All proceeds go back into our projects. Viewers and listeners can take an additional 10% off with code CRUMPY. Unapologetically pro-gun, pro-liberty, and pro-freedom gear for the front lines of the culture war.
And we also have a way you can support the channel by just going to locals.com. Sorry, johncrump.locals.com. Somebody asked how Tusk has been doing in the last month. I really haven't paid attention because I am not in it for an investment, but I'm also not selling either. Crumpy with a Y. Yep. All right. Let me introduce to you my co-host, Flying Rich, the Florida man himself. And this is a very Florida-centric show today.
Correct. Hey, John, how's it going? I'm excited. It's John Crump Live Friday for all of us.
Yep. And we only got like 2 shows next week, I think.
Really?
Or 3.
You got to let me know about that then.
I already did. Remember, we're going to be in New York, so I'm taking a couple of days off too.
Okay, so is it Monday, Tuesday? What are we doing?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I think it is. So 3.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? All right.
Yeah, and let me go ahead and introduce to you the man of the hour, the guy that we call Latino Heat. He's either Luis or Luis, depending on, I don't know which way the wind blows. I call him either one. I call him both.
He answers to both. You
call him Luis, I'll call him Luis. When you text me, like, we have Luis Valdes on the show. So I thought it was kind of funny. You put a Z on the end of it.
Did I do a Z? I didn't mean to do a Z.
Yeah.
It must have been autocorrect. I didn't do it.
Luis from...
Hold on. I'm sporting GOA.
I'm not. I got a coffee somewhere. Yeah, right behind me. Coffee that way. Let's see. They're GOA coffee.
Yeah. Isn't it GOA clock?
GOA clock too. Mr. Luis Valdes.
It's good to be back on the air, brother. How's everything going on your end up in is it cold up where you're at right now, or is it warming?
It's like 80.
Oh,
80,
okay.
really? Can't be 80 there, really?
Yeah, well, it was like 83 yesterday. I think it's like high
Really?
70s,
Wow.
80
Ooh.
today.
Okay, it's 81 here in beautiful Jupiter, Florida. What's it doing in Miami there?
Miami, it's about 89 right now.
Oh, yeah?
Earlier this week, it was fantastic. It was in the high
Oh.
70s during the day, the 60s at night, no humidity.
Yeah, I don't know if it was over the weekend. We had a night that broke into the 40s this past weekend, I think.
Yeah.
So I was kind of shocked because I got some plants that are iffy when it gets low like that.
I like it. We hit a top temperature of 77 today.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday was 83.
So, Lewis, I got a couple of questions
Welcome
for
to
you.
the Weather Channel.
Yeah, welcome to the Weather Channel.
I got a couple of questions too, but I'll
our
let you go
Florida
first.
correspondent. Well, I got Lewis on the show. I'm allowed to ask him questions because this is the only way I get to talk to him because he doesn't pick up the phone when I call. Because he sees my New York phone number and he's like, "Who the hell's that?"
Well, in my defense, half my in-laws are up in Jersey and New York, so I'm just like, nah.
So
I'm not
now I
talking
know
to you
why you don't talk to people up north. Okay.
guys.
So is DeSantis?
No, I love them. They're great folks.
What the hell's going on with constitutional carry? What's the hell going on with constitutional carry? I beat you.
Crump.
So you want the short answer or the long answer?
It's an hour show, so you can do whatever you want.
All right. So the governor, back on March 29th, he publicly called for a special session to cover redistricting. Now, during the proclamation, it only covers redistricting. But when he was doing his whole speech for it, he specifically mentioned he would have liked to have on his desk data privacy, insurance reform, redistricting, and constitutional carry. He called out the legislative leadership for failing to put that on his desk. So that loud slap you heard, it wasn't just Will Smith at the Oscars. It was DeSantis.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the governor did say as time progresses, if he needs to, he will specifically call a special session. But he is right now giving enough rope to the legislature to either pull themselves out of the mud or to hang themselves on this issue. Representative Sabatini has just initiated. Yep, great guy. He has just initiated the process to start a special session via the legislature because there's three ways it could happen. The governor could issue a proclamation, which he already did for redistricting. You could have a 3/5 majority of the legislature call for it, or you could have the legislative leadership. So Sabatini's going through the 3/5 route right now, which I actually think is of politically a great maneuver because it puts Republican lawmakers on the spot because he has to send out a petition to them and he has to get a total of 20% in favor of the special session, and they have to send it back to him, and then he has to send that to the Secretary of State, which then starts the official process. So
is that like a roll call vote?
It's kind of a roll call vote. I'll break it down. So for the 3/5 maneuver, he has to get at first 32 lawmakers on board for it. So he sends out a petition to them. They sign it. They put on letterhead basically saying, "Hey, yeah, I'm Representative John Q. I agree with Representative Sabatini. We need to have a special session." So if 32 of them put their pen to paper supporting it, he then sends it to the Secretary of State, Laura Lee. Laura Lee then conducts an official poll within both chambers of the legislature. And if 3/5 of the legislature polls in favor of it, then wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, we got another special session specifically about constitutional carry. Now, the reason why this is genius is you have Republican lawmakers constantly campaign that they're pro-gun. Yes. Okay, well, you guys are talking the talk. Now it's time to walk the walk. Put pen to paper. If you are truly pro-gun, then this is no different than if constitutional carry was having a floor vote in their actual chamber. It's no different. That's how I'm viewing it as. So if any of the Republican or even the Democratic lawmakers that claim they're pro-gun, whoever, I don't care their party affiliation, but if they're claiming they're pro-gun and they either flat out say, nope, we're not doing it, or they're abstaining, then I'm noting that down as a negative, as if they literally voted against constitutional carry. That's the view I'm going to look at it as, because it's not just votes on the floor that matter. It's also, do they co-sponsor bills? Do they publicly advocate for bills? How do they vote in committee for bills? All of that ties into how these people are actually rated. So that's why I think it's important right now, especially the way Sabatini did it. And I'm hearing from some people within the 2A community, and I get it. Look, they're pessimistic. They've been beaten down. I mean, Rich, you know the deal here in Florida.
Oh yeah.
We've had a Republican majority for 20 plus years now. Things barely move forward. And people just can't.
Well, if it's the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas bill, what was that? Was it 60 days? Yeah.
No, 16. In the middle of session, it went from introduction to the governor's desk in 16 days.
Well, I think it was like 60 or 90 days after the event. It was some remarkable amount of time.
It was literally. They passed it, so they were already halfway through session. Parkland happened on Valentine's Day, which was, I think February 14th.
Correct. Yeah.
So it happened on Valentine's Day in 2018. By the next week, they already had the bill introduced, and they were rushing it through committees.
And what was it, 140 pages, if I recall?
Oh, it was more than that. It was, you're talking about hundreds and hundreds of pages, because remember, it was an omnibus bill that covered multiple aspects, not just gun control, but
what was the gun control in there?
Anyone under the age of 21 cannot legally purchase a firearm in Florida. A mandatory 3-day waiting period for long guns in Florida, because it used to be, so for waiting periods in Florida, there was always a mandatory 3-day waiting period for handguns, and the state constitution allows the counties to amend it up to 5. But they could also do it for long guns if they chose. So Miami-Dade and Broward County, for example, they have a mandatory 5-day waiting period for handguns or long gun purchases unless you have a concealed carry permit. The Parkland bill made it statewide 3-day for long guns unless you have a concealed carry permit. So you could live in, rural Jefferson County, Florida, or Washington County,
County.
Yeah, or Clay or Baker, or any of those counties. I think Palm Beach enacted the 5-day rule. But
they did, yeah.
Yeah. So
I've always had my permit, so.
Yeah. So I know, in Clay County, there was, they'd never enacted that. Clay County was like, hey, you want to buy a shotgun to go hunting the same day? Fine, not a problem. It's not an issue. You want to buy a rifle to defend your farm and your home? Hey, cool. But this mandate that's now that it's a 3-day period. On top of that, they also instituted a very vague bump stock ban that goes so far in the wording that anything that basically modifies the rate of fire of a firearm. So any binary trigger or force reset trigger is automatically illegal under it.
See, I hate to argue with you on this point, but it says enhanced.
That's the question. So if I purchased a firearm with the item installed from the factory, is that enhanced? That's the question. But it's so vague. It comes down to, if I get a Geisley trigger for my AR, because I want to use it for match rifle, for match events, for a match competition event, I'm technically enhancing the rate of fire on this rifle.
Right.
That could, in theory, that could be
a stripped lower and put the Geisley in, and that's the only trigger it ever had. You may not be violating the law.
But I mean, let's just go to something as simple as look.
No, put it down.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot. Different shows have different rules. So
no, that's a YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll kill your stream away.
Yeah. Sorry, forgot about that. So
I don't care. You could sit there and fire off a machine gun into your
I
camera,
know,
and I'll be like, yeah, that's
so,
cool.
So I was going to bring up a simple Enfield #2 Mark I revolver, World War II British top break. Let's say I send that off to my gunsmith, and I want him to lighten the trigger pull on it. Why? It's a double action only revolver. It's like 14 pounds. Let's bring it down to 8 pounds. It's a little bit more manageable. Whatever. Technically, am I in violation of the law now? Yeah.
Has anybody ever been prosecuted?
To my knowledge, no. But it's so vague, and it's a felony. It's the problem is it's a felony, and it's on the books. So all you need is a state attorney's office that is vehemently anti-gun. Is like, you know what? We're going to slap this on someone. You might beat the rap, but will you beat the ride? Will you beat the ride type deal? Are you going to spend thousands of dollars to defend yourself in a court of law? That's the issue with this. And the final piece of it. So you had the bump stock ban, you had the purchase ban, you had the under 21 ban. The final piece of it, of course, was the red flag laws, which completely violate your Fourth Amendment rights to go after your Second Amendment rights. Due process is just thrown out the window. Mm-hmm. And as a former law enforcement officer, I have a huge issue with red flags because, and I'm going to go on a completely different tangent. Okay, so the person is legitimately a threat to the public. They're insane. They hear voices in their head. They see pink elephants, whatever. So all you're doing is you're taking the firearms from them, but you're leaving them out. You're leaving them out in public. So what stops them from getting a knife, getting a gallon of gas, getting a padlock,
driving a car through
some chain and locking up a building and burning it down? You had the Bath School massacre back in the 1920s where it wasn't done with a firearm. The guy literally padlocked the building shut and burnt it to the ground and killed women and kids. What? Mm-hmm. So the threat is still out there, but you took the guy's guns. That's if you're actually going to promote public safety, we already had a law in the books for that. It was called Baker Act. Yeah. If you are adjudicated mentally deficient, and I even have issues with that because that could go into political, what's the word I'm looking for here right now? Political oppression, where you use it as a tool. Sure. Communist countries did it all the time. Oh, wait, you want freedom of speech? Yeah, that's clearly a sign that you're mentally deficient. No, we're sending you to loony bin. But outside of all that, let's just go back to what's on the law right now. So the red flag law strips someone of their firearm rights. It's done without due process. The individual isn't able to defend themselves in a court of law. They have to spend money to hire an attorney on themselves. And on top of all that, the biggest issue is that since it's a civil matter, the threshold to enact one is far lower than a criminal arrest. You have to have proof beyond a reasonable doubt to facilitate an arrest. Well, with a red flag law, all I basically need to say, hey, yeah, my wife and I, we're going through a divorce. She has a concealed carry permit. I'm in fear of my life. I think she's going to threaten me with a firearm. Oh, okay, red flag. And, they'll red flag her. Now, of course, that would never happen. My wife and I are lovely. We're in a great relationship. But
that's not what she told me.
But I forget the number of red flag incidents in Florida. It's enormous. They've been using...
It's thousands and thousands of them. And last I remember, I haven't looked up at this year's stats, but the last time I looked up the stats, I think Polk County alone issued over 1,000 red flag orders. And I think they even went after an 8-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You have the John Carpenter incident. Rich remembers that.
Yep.
Where they red flagged the guy named John Carpenter just because they did a search for John Carpenter with concealed carry permits. And then they red flagged them and it was the wrong John Carpenter. Okay, we got a question here from G-Webs. Is constitutional carry still a possibility in Florida this year? Without going through the whole thing.
Yes, constitutional carry is still a possibility. It's not over till it's over. We have a hard fight ahead of us. And the best thing that your viewers could do, they need to contact their state representative and senator and tell them that they need to sign the petition to call the special session for constitutional carry. And on top of that, they need to call the governor and they need to let him know that he also has the power to call a special session directly via proclamation. Because the biggest issues we're facing is the legislative leadership. The Senate President, Wilton Simpson, and the House Speaker, Chris Sprouls. Simpson wrote the Parkland gun control bill. Multiple lawmakers have stated repeatedly that the reason why constitutional carry wasn't moving forward during the regular session this year and last year was because the legislative leadership in no way will forward a bill that completely vacates and proves the Parkland gun control bill doesn't work.
Okay, I'm going to throw something out there. This is not bashing on any other gun organization or anything like that. So don't think that. I just want to just state a fact here. Wilton Simpson was the guest of honor at an NRA event. That's all I'm going to say.
How long ago? I hope it was 10 years ago and not 2 years ago.
That was a few months ago.
I could say more, but I'm not going to. It's just something about another organization endorsed him after Parkland. They said he was a betrayer of the Second Amendment. So that's all I'm going there on.
Yeah, I know, but he was like, like 4 months ago, 5 months ago, maybe.
Dude,
he was just recently endorsed.
It was this year.
Well, he was just recently endorsed by a number of organizations: the Florida Sheriff's Association, one of the Florida Agricultural Farm Associations, a couple of different groups, including another gun rights organization. So,
yeah.
Well, all right, and I'm going to throw one out. You know Melissa Martz, right?
Mm-hmm.
I saw Melissa, was it Tuesday? Yeah, so Tuesday, and she remarked that Trump came out and endorsed Brian Mast and said that he was a good advocate for the Second Amendment.
Trump also endorsed Wilton Simpson, and remember, Simpson wrote the Parkland gun control bill, and Trump congratulated him on passing it. I was very much on the Trump train in early 2016, 2017, and I literally jumped off the Trump train the moment Trump completely caved on gun control, told Dianne Feinstein and other lawmakers after the Las Vegas incident, oh, you don't need to worry about gun owners. I mean, it was horrific. And he congratulated Florida on passing gun control.
Yeah, I was never on the Trump train, by the way. Just point that out there.
If you look at at Trump's own works back in 2000, 2001, he had one of his books, one of his self-published books. He literally said that, hey, I support the Clinton assault weapons ban.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's why I was on the Trump train.
And between then and the 2016 election, I was really hopeful that, hey, his son Trump Jr. Knocked some sense into him. Things were looking forward. He was making proclamations that if I was elected president, one of my first acts would to be repeal the ban on concealed carry on military bases.
The war on the Second Amendment is over.
The war on the Second Amendment's over. He was forming a Second Amendment committee made up of people that I personally know. And I was like, hey, this is good stuff. And, that's why I kind of got on the Trump train. And then as 2016 and 2017 started to end and we were nearing 2018 and then he started spouting gun control, I was like, nope, I'm done with this. That is my make it or break it issue. I do not support gun control in any way, shape, or form. Right. And I don't care the politician that does. They could be great on everything else. But if you're bad on guns, that's my litmus test. That's the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Oh, before I forget, I went to buy the Masterpiece arms.
Mhm.
I was like debating, I've left it up to the people, which one should I buy? So they chose the Masterpiece Arm, so I went to buy it, and it was sold out.
So did you buy that bullpup shotgun then?
Now, I did not buy the bullpup shotgun, but thank you to like the 3 people that bought the Masterpiece Arms from my link that I had on my locals that I sent everyone to. So 3 of those, 3 of you jackasses out there bought one.
Was it the one in 5? Was it the one chambered in 5.7 by 28?
No.
See, that's the I said that to John the other day. That's the only 5.7/28 I don't want to own.
I have a short-barreled PS90, and strangely, the pistols don't interest me. Just the little. I love my little bullpup though.
Oh yeah. The short barrel. See, I don't know if I want to like. I wish the barrel swap was easier on that, because then I would SBR it.
Well, why don't you just buy a pistol version of? I guess they don't have a pistol version.
They don't make a pistol version of it. Now, CMMG used to make a factory SBR barrel for it. All I did was drove out the blind pin, took out the extended flash hider, and cut the factory barrel, threaded it, and then put on a CMMG thread adapter. It's been running fine for the last, I've had it now for over a decade, and still running good.
Yeah, I got a company up here that would do that. That will cut the barrel, thread it, and everything else.
Yeah, and was it Aussie? Are we cool yet? Did they do a PS90?
I think they did. Someone did.
Did who?
Yeah.
3D printing community.
Yeah. So
okay, that's kind of cool.
It looks like a PS90. It uses a PS90 mag, but otherwise it's an appearance package with the PS90 mag. I mean, it shoots the 5.7 by 28 and all that, but the internals aren't compatible between a PS90 and the 3D printed one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever someone at GOA has a question about 3D printing, a lot of times they come to me. I consider myself the GOA consigliere, whatever. the mafia.
You're the mafia don on 3D printing.
Well, no, whenever they are, I'm just like a consigliere. Every time they have a question or something, they come to me, even though I don't have an official title. I have told you. Used a lot.
So the other cool 3D printing news in like the last 24 hours is they came out with so for $200 and you have to buy a barrel, there's a parts kit for a Steyr AUG, and Aussie came out with the 3D printed what do you call it? The section of it that you would need to complete it.
Yeah, well, I have an AUG, so you have you have your barrel assembly with the gas tippet block. Then you have your receiver.
Receiver,
that's
the part.
You have your bolt assembly, and then you have the stock.
So they're selling parts kits for $200 on Centerfire Systems, and you need a barrel and then the 3D print the receiver.
Wasn't aware that Centerfire had a AUG parts kits. I wonder where they're coming from.
I had no idea also.
My guess would be Tunisia. I think, because I know Tunisia adopted the AUG a while back. And I know Saudi Arabia also adopted the AUG in one form or another for one of their.
I think it said Milan on it. I'm just trying to bring it up right now.
Maybe I should get a Strybog.
I looked into them.
I don't know. I still want to gold plate my like an AK, but
John, can we steer you in the right direction here? So it's ADD Thursday with John Crump on John Crump Live. So my legislative critter is Rick Roth. Do you have any
Rick Roth? I like his music. I like Rick Roth's.
All right, John. I'm gonna turn your mic off soon. Do you know Rick Roth, Lewis?
I haven't dealt with him on a professional level, so regale me with facts. I forget because we have over 160 lawmakers, and to keep track of all of them on top of my head, I forget.
So, basically, we were at an event. This was a couple of years. I think my wife texts him like every day. I don't know if they got something going. But she ripped him a new a-hole for about 45 minutes over the Parkland bill.
So he voted in favor of Parkland.
Oh yeah. Well, and he's it's a good thing.
That answers that question for me.
And he was trying to spin it and tell her why it's a good thing, the Parkland bill. And my wife would not have it. So he's actually said to her she's changing his mind, but yet to be seen. We'll see when a vote goes, right?
Yeah, if a vote goes. Well, right now we have Sabatini contacting his other lawmakers. So the question is will they sign the petition and send it back to him so he can send it to the Secretary of State? All he needs is 20%, 32 lawmakers. That's it. That's all he needs.
So is there a link on the GOA action?
That should be coming out first thing tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to have an action alert on that. And on top of that, for the special session that is occurring next week, it starts from the 19th to the 22nd. On the 20th, there is going to be a constitutional carry rally at the Capitol on 12 noon on the 20th.
20th of April?
April. Next Wednesday.
420? Yeah, really?
Hey, smoke them if you got them.
You work with what you got.
So, why do you guys do this stuff? Right. Why do you guys do this stuff during the week? Is it because otherwise nobody would be there, or?
Well, next week is when the special session for redistricting is actually happening.
Oh, okay.
So all the lawmakers will be there. The governor should be there. The lieutenant governor will be there. So it's a good way to put a little bit of pressure on the lawmakers.
Okay, so I see Governor Santos and Rep. Anthony Sabatini needs help to get a special session for constitutional carry on the action. So if you go to gunowners.org, look down for action, there's always something there. And for whatever reason, Lewis, I don't get your emails.
That is strange. I'm gonna have to fix
the Florida
that
emails. Yeah,
I will have to figure out. Text me your email, and I'll make sure you get added to the list.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I should be on the list. I'm saying
you should be.
Happening.
I'll make sure that something's fixed.
Yeah,
because that's an IT issue. That's something outside of my pay grade. So that's
I don't know if it's a Google issue because I'm on Gmail.
It shouldn't be. I have my Gmail account and I get our alerts.
Oh, okay.
So. That's something. John's IT is an IT whiz bang. He should fix that. Just complain to John.
John, make sure I'm on the Florida list.
Dude, I don't know that.
Do it now.
Zeke. I hit Zeke. Make sure.
Do it like you should have done it like last week, man. Come on,
dude. I'm working on. You don't even know, man. I'm pulled in so many freaking GOA directions.
Look, I know. All I know is with your sorcery hacking abilities, even telling my wife, "Hey, delete my internet search history," isn't going to matter with you. So.
I get it.
But you do good work, man. You do good work for the Second Amendment, and I'm seriously thankful that I get to work with you, and we get to work together on issues, and we get to advance the cause. And same thing with you, Rich, because and I always say this that everywhere I go, and you guys know it. Our national motto is "E pluribus unum," out of many one, and it's that out of many we come together and we make this. We speak in one loud, unified voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Wow, Crumpy.
Someone needs
I'm a little toasty. today.
You need coffee. That's what it is. You need a good shot of Cuban coffee.
Dude,
A
what's up with you,
cortadito?
Latino? You know what? No one even said that it changed Lewis's name.
Oh,
What's
Latino
it say?
Heat. Latino Heat.
Great.
Well, I'm looking it on my phone, so
Yeah,
it's
same here. I'm on my phone, so what you write is like that small, and I'm already halfway blind as is. I have to literally do one of these, like, oh, okay.
Oh, you should not have told me that.
Oh God.
Uh-oh.
Oh God, what's he gonna do?
No,
Grumpy is a little grumpy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could agree with that.
I'm always grumpy, man. Always grumpy.
Okay, it's still the same for now. For now.
Nah,
Now he's
So-
gonna have
I'm not
now he's
switch
gonna
it.
have me paranoid. I'm gonna be putting my face up against the phone every 5 seconds now.
Right. I'll keep an eye on it. So, Lewis, do GOA people go to like the Miami Gun Show?
That is one of the things we're actually in the process of doing.
Oh, okay.
We are going to be unveiling a grassroots activism campaign program, and of course, I'm going to be going across the state teaching it. My goal is to have acolytes, basically, that they'll learn the material and they'll be able to work the shows and they'll be able to put it on and spread the message and get people fired up. Because the biggest thing I've noticed here in Florida, especially with our political situation of having anti-gun Republicans in charge for most of the time, is they have anger, they have passion, but they don't know how to focus it and they don't know how to direct it. And the entire purpose of this grassroots activism training is just that. It's to teach people, hey, this is how you direct your energies to where it's successful, to where you could make a difference in your local community, in the county level, on the state level, and even the national level. But everything starts local. So, you need people to block walk. You need people to phone bank. You need people that could coordinate and that could network and gather a grassroots organization and build up cadres of friendlies. It's the best way to look at it is literally think of it what the original mission intent of the Green Berets were. We were going to send an A team in behind enemy lines. They'd link up with friendly resistance, train them, and then have those people train more friendly resistance units. And it's basically the same thing on a political level. We're going to be inserting people across the state and across the country to train our friendlies and get them politically educated and trained to where they could put their energies to the best effect. Because everyone wants to do something. No one wants to sit on the sidelines. But you need organization, you need planning, you need strategy. And that's where GOA is definitely going to come in on this. And the gun shows is a great recruitment tool because let's just be honest, it's a fantastic demographic. You have people from all walks of life, from all different economic levels there, from the different social stratas, but they're all unified on the same thing. They all like firearms. Most people that go to a gun show, they're not anti-gun. They like guns in one form or another, either because they're collectors, they're shooters, they're hobbyists, they're hunters, whatever. But there's everything in common. They all like firearms. So it's a great marketing and recruitment place for it. So yeah, we're going to be in the gun shows. We're going to be hitting the gun shows here in Florida, in Miami, Tampa, Palm Beach, Orlando, Jacksonville, you name it. We're going to slowly, and hopefully not slowly, very rapidly start spreading out.
All right. Since I'm not getting the NPA, Masterpiece Arms, I did find something I am going to get, though.
What do you got there?
Lone Wolf. All in gray and silver.
From a distance, it looked like a Smith & Wesson 3913 Ladysmith from back in the 90s.
No, this uses Glock mags.
No, I know. I'm just saying from a distance, it looks like the old Ladysmiths from back in the day. Instead of getting another Glock or another striker fire, you need to get yourself something classic, something original.
Like what?
Get yourself a Smith & Wesson Model 27 and 357 Magnum, preferably a 6-inch barrel.
Got one.
Okay.
I got one of those and a 6-inch barrel and a snub nose.
Oh, okay.
I think you need a double barrel 1911. See, when I think classic, that's what comes to mind.
No, if he's going to go classic, he needs to just go all out and get yourself an African double rifle.
I do not have one of those.
Get it in like 416 Rigby. You need something to detach retinas when you shoot it.
Yeah. My doctor today says do not hurt either one of your shoulders because we don't have enough bone to take off anymore. So,
it's fine. You'll be fine. Fine. Then just get it in a smaller. You can get it in like 9.3 by 62. I mean, it's a low pressure cartridge. It was made to chamber in regular Mauser actions. You'll be fine with that. It's not going to bruise your shoulder.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna get the Lone Wolf.
Fine.
I would really have liked to get that. Maybe I should just wait until they have it on the other thing on sale again.
Why don't you just use your secret spy connections and get yourself a phased plasma rifle in the 40-watt range or something?
Maybe. It's a good idea.
It wouldn't be a firearm. You could put it on the show too.
Yeah, I have a 20. I do have a Model 29, and I have a Model 629 as well.
Do you have anything in 41 Magnum?
Nothing in 41 Magnum.
I don't even know what that is.
I take that as a no. No. 41 Magnum, not 44 Magnum. So Model 57 or 657.
I don't have either one, mostly because the ammunition is kind of hard to get.
For shame, sir. For shame.
Yeah.
Anyways,
why am I gonna get something that I can't get ammo for?
you're talking to a guy that literally conceal carries sometimes revolvers made from the 1880s and cartridges that haven't been made in 60 years. This doesn't stop me from getting ammunition. It's called reloading.
Yeah. G-Webs is a huge fan of 9mm out there. I don't know if you know G-Webs, but he is like the proponents of 9mm.
I mean, it's a nice antique cartridge. I mean, it is older than the 45 ACP.
The 9mm?
Yeah,
it is. A lot of people don't realize that.
I always get a kick out of when they call it 9mm Luger. I'm like,
9mm Parabellum.
Right.
Prepare for war.
Yeah.
Awesome movie, by the way. John Wick.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, forgot about that.
I can't wait till the new one comes out.
There's another one. I don't think I've seen the last one.
Oh my god, they're freaking phenomenal! Like every John Wick movie is awesome.
Are they going to start milking the John Wick movies like the Fast and Furious movies? I don't want to see John Wick. I don't want to see John Wick movies 20 years from now where they're doing. Not even John Wick in the old folks' home.
He looks the same as he did in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
The remake wasn't that good, or not the remake. The sequel wasn't. The third sequel wasn't that good.
I didn't see it, but John Wick, they have the series coming out, the Continental, which is going to be incredible.
Oh, really? I don't know. I think they might be milking it.
I think so.
Dude, I don't care if they milk it as long as they make quality content.
You know, at some point, they'll just do a Fast and Furious John Wick crossover.
Okay, Fast and Furious, right? They go from... the first one's about, like, underground street racing. The last one, they're in effing space.
The first one wasn't even underground street racing. It was just a little small gang robbing 18-wheelers of DVD players.
Yeah, they went from stealing DVD players, a movie about stealing DVD players, to freaking being in space.
Yeah.
No. Well, I'm still trying to figure out how they stopped a submarine with cars.
Look, the last one that I remember seeing, the end scene was...
I love them.
The end scene was... they were on a plane trying to take off, and it was there for 20 minutes going down the runway. I'm just thinking, How long of a damn runway was that for there to be a 20-minute scene where the cars are trying to stop the plane from taking off?
Yeah, maybe out in Mojave Desert, you know.
I mean, at this point, it wasn't even a runway. It was just going down 95.
Well, most, let's see, West
Wow,
Hampton Beach is an
crap.
auxiliary space shuttle landing, and I think it's only 9,000 feet long, which
Yeah.
is long for a runway. It's 250 feet wide or more, but it's 9,000 feet long.
Yeah, that
So-
just gives you an idea of how horrible the Fast and Furious movies have become. So
They're my guilty pleasure. I gotta say.
Dude, I can't stay awake through those movies. So what was the one where they're in Puerto Rico trying to steal gasoline? I can't stay awake past that scene. And that's like the opening 5 or 10 minutes.
That's a great scene.
Yeah, I fall asleep.
I don't even remember. I try. It's
You
Fast
guys
and
are
Furious
just
is
jealous.
it's like the Driver series. I just don't care. Look, if you want to have a guilty pleasure for films, actually start watching things that are worthwhile. Just watch Sergio Leone spaghetti westerns. There you go. That's better.
Well, all right. My guilty pleasure is what is it with Burt Gummer? Tremors.
Tremors is nice. Too bad Bert dies.
Yep.
Tremors
Yeah,
1 and
that
2
one.
are masterpieces.
Yes.
So
Yeah, Bert is awesome because he turns out to be right.
except the actual actor is anti-gun. That's the crappiest part about it all.
Oh, he is an anti-gunner?
He's last I checked, he's Canuckistani. So yeah, he's
way.
pretty much he's not pro-gun. Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, he's not to the level of Danny Glover, but you know, he made money off firearms and films, and he's anti-gun. While Danny Glover is truly a horrible individual in that regard.
Well, that's why I like
Liam
Keanu
Neeson
Reeves.
also.
That's why I like Keanu Reeves because, you know, on his birthday, what did he do? He went and shot guns.
Keanu Reeves as an actual actor, and I have to give him credit, he's not stuck up. He's not egotistical. He's very he still remembers his roots that, hey, he was a common man. You know, he came from a normal background like everyone else. And he's actually very approachable in public from what I've heard and from what I've seen, unlike some of the other people in Hollywood. But in the end, the days of Hollywood are coming to an end anyways with the complete change in the way films are made, social media, access to multiple platforms. It's just the day of the A-listers done, in my opinion. I don't think.
But Keanu Reeves actually rides like the subway and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's approachable. He's like a normal guy. He doesn't consider himself to be some high-end elite like some of the other people in Hollywood.
He also has like one of the most tragic lives of any movie star there is.
Oh, really? I had no idea.
Dude, he lost his like first wife to cancer, lost his kid, lost his sister.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And speaking of loss, we lost Gilbert Godfrey.
Right?
He's now doing Aflac commercials with the Angels.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was the Affleck duck, wasn't he?
Yeah, they got pissed at him for something, and changed the duck out to somebody else. But
probably the Aristocrats joke that he tells that's horrible, and in no way am I repeating it.
Well, the whole thing with the Aristocrats joke is it's supposed to be horrible. That's what.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not. I'm not repeating it. I know where I'm at right now.
So, Dark, I did see 999. I didn't care for it as much.
I don't know what 999 is.
Oh, it's a movie Dark recommended. Because I forget what movie Dark recommended my wife. Like, she's like, "Oh, ask your friend for more recommendations."
There is one movie that you guys would hate if I recommend. It's a good movie, but it's the saddest movie ever.
Try me.
No, you don't. Yeah, I want him to say what the movie is.
I'll tell you.
I want to know what the movie is.
It's like, it's literally, it's so sad it hurts.
Really?
Yeah, I won't watch it ever again.
Wow.
ever
So it's not
again.
Andy. So it's not Andy Garcia's The Lost City.
No. Well, like when you'll think about it, and like down like the road, you'll think about it and be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe." I'll say what it is, but if you
The
guys,
Road.
no,
Oh, okay.
but if you guys watch it, don't blame me, okay? Because it's
Don't say
literally
Titanic.
you're going. I don't care. I don't care who you are. You will cry.
What's the movie?
I don't know if I want to say it because people tell me, but when they told my wife, like, "Hey, don't watch this movie." What the hell did we do? We went and watched it, and it was just. I mean, like even thinking about it now, it kind of it.
This is going to be like the Magic Toaster or something, isn't it?
No, no, no.
It's not Iron Sky 2 because that made me cry.
I haven't gotten through the first Iron Sky movie.
Oh, Iron Sky 2, you're gonna last like maybe past the credits. You're like, oh, F this. I'm not watching it. Look, Space Moon Nazis, that's a movie. I mean, Moon Nazis from space, how can you do that wrong?
Dear Zachary, and like I don't.
If I remember, Iron Skies had a spoof of Sarah Palin, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's called Dear Zachary's Letter to a Son About His Father. I'm literally. Put it this way here. Somebody's writing about it, you know how good it is, and they had to put a disclosure in there. I consider Dear Zachary to be the single most saddest movie I've ever seen, and I'm clearly not alone by judging by a sample search of comments about this heartbreaking documentary online. It is extremely personal and surprising. It is literally, I'm almost tearing up thinking about it. I'm serious. That's how sad it is. It's like a movie. It's like a movie. It is. It's a movie that you wish you could unsee, and you don't wish you could unsee it because it's bad or anything like that. Because it's really good. It's really good.
Like Ghostbusters 3.
No, I like Ghostbusters 3. Not the one with the women, but the actual sequel.
Right.
That was also
Afterlife. I liked it. No, but Dear Zachary, I just wish I can. Dude, this grizzly man has nothing on this movie. So every time you look up the documentary, people put disclaimers in there about why you should not watch this movie.
So if you need to watch a movie that's not that depressing,
yeah, still makes
you think. Watch Andy Garcia starred and directed The Lost City. It's personal to me. It's basically the story of what my family went through when they had to flee communist Cuba. It takes place of how the family during the revolution, how Garcia's family is split apart, how businesses are destroyed, how a love interest is swept away by the revolution. It's a very interesting film.
Yeah. Just don't go. Just don't watch it. I mean, just forget.
Why'd you tell people? Oh, Ron Wayne's got it.
Return to Gilligan's Island.
Put it this way, honestly, I swear to God, if I could go back and unwatch this movie, not because it's bad, but just because that's how sad it is, I would 100% go unwatch it.
Fine. I'll I'll send you a 1980s Glock instructional video, and you can watch that 100 times. And by the end of it, after its drone monotone voice, you'll think everything else is better. Don't worry, you'll be fine.
Okay, here you go. Watch this. I am going to share my screen here for a second, and I'll show you guys something. Look, if you do a Google search for the movie, you're going to see headlines, tons and tons of headlines. Let me see which one it is. Damn it. Oh, here it is. I mean, they have.
If you're playing it,
They have.
nothing.
No, I'm not playing it now. I'm just bringing it up right now. For some reason, it's running slow. But check out the headline. That's the headline you're going to see everywhere.
The most upsetting documentary ever made.
Yes.
Okay.
Nothing I've ever seen. I've never cried at a movie. When my dad died, I did not cry. This movie made me bawl. And I'm not afraid to say it. Literally, will make me bawl, and it will make you guys bawl. So just don't see it, guys out there. And if you do,
what's going to make me bawl and cry is if we don't get the constitutional carry passed this year. I mean, Florida now borders 2 constitutional carry states. Just think of it. Every tourist that now drives to Florida drives through a constitutional carry jurisdiction to go to Disney World.
Yep. Yeah. And F Disney World as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. So speaking of Disney, there's word now that a number of Republican lawmakers have refunded their the donations the Disney Corporation made to them.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. I believe Representative Barnaby is one of them that publicly stated he's refunding campaign donations from them. And I think maybe Representative Fetterhoff, but I don't remember for sure if she did or not. What I do remember is looking up the list. There's easily over 20 to 30 lobbyists associated and registered for the Disney Corporation operating in Florida.
One more thing about Dear Zachary, and then I'm going to get off of it. One of my friends said, I bet you cannot watch it twice. And I'm like, I bet I can. He's like, $1,000 says you can't. I'm like, take it. I watched it once. I was like, here.
Oh, wow.
It's not worth it.
I'm up for making money.
It will wreck you emotionally.
John, this sounds like a challenge. I'm up for making money. I'll let you
I'm not worried
deposit.
about it. I mean, I know you will get upset, but Rich, I don't want you watching it seriously.
I'm not watching it.
Promise me you won't.
I'm not.
I know how emotional you get, and that will sit with you.
How long before Mystery Science Theater 3000 is doing something with this film?
I guarantee, I promise you, they will never touch it.
Really?
I promise you, they will never touch it.
I used to love Mystery Science Theater.
It was great. So am I reading that right? Is the counter are we already at 59 minutes?
We are at 59
Indeed,
minutes. We are slowing down. So why don't we go ahead? You can follow me at johncrump.locals.com for the latest and greatest of everything. Read my articles at MLN.com. You can follow Rich at Flying Rich on YouTube, Flying Rich _official on Instagram, Flying Rich everywhere else, and even on MySpace. And also following him on flyingrich.locals.com too. He has the locals. He's on Utreon and everywhere else. And let's kick it over to Luis, who is from GOA, gunowners.org. You can go to gunowners.org/black-swan-media and get 25% off, which is like a $5 discount. So, Luis, take us home.
Folks, if you want constitutional carry here in Florida, real simple. Go to GOA.org, look for the latest action alert for Florida, contact your state representative and state senators, and hound them to call for a special session for constitutional carry. Remember, if they don't take any action on this, I'm treating this as if they voted against constitutional carry. It's that important.
Yep.
So they have to. They talk the talk. Now it's time to walk the walk. It's sink or swim for them.
So constitutional carry also includes open carry.
Yes.
So it's